And that breaking news coming from the Michigan Court of Claims in Lansing, which is where a judge has declared Michigan's 1931 ban on abortions unconstitutional. Topping today's Local 4 News at 5, while we wait to find out if voters will decide on abortion, whether it should be included in the state constitution, a Court of Claims judge has ruled that the 90-year-old law banning it cannot be enforced.
And that law makes abortion illegal except in the instance of a pregnancy putting the mother's life in danger. Rod Maloney's live tonight with the latest ruling and where things stand overall. Rod.
Yeah, this is kind of complicated in that it bubbled up after the Roe v. Wade decision earlier this year by the U.S. Supreme Court. Michigan legislators and some prosecutors wanted to be able to prosecute the 1931 law. The governor, the attorney general, and other organizations wanted to see if they could get the law proven or ruled unconstitutional. And in the end, Judge Gleicher did what the governor and the attorney general were asking. The judge said in her decision, quote, "The legal issue presented is whether our state's constitution empowers the legislature to override personal health decisions by compelling a person to use her body in a manner not of her own choosing. The court finds such compulsion destroys the sphere of bodily integrity and personal autonomy underlying the liberty component of the Due Process Clause." Meaning, by her reading, abortion is constitutional in Michigan, and went further to say that the state cannot enforce the 1931 law. Michigan Right to Life Legislative Director Genevieve Marnin says this ruling has absolutely no teeth.
The point is that there is no right to abortion found in the Michigan Constitution. That has already been determined by the Court of Appeals. Judge Gleicher is sitting in a lower court and she is bound by precedent. She has no ability to do what she just did, and this is a rogue decision.
Attorney General Dana Nessel agreed with the ruling and said in this statement, quote, "Abortion is essential health care, and this order ensures access to reproductive care for all Michigan women." While legal victories like today's preserve access to abortion care for now, ensuring women have the right to make personal health care decisions today and in the future must be pursued at the ballot box, end quote. Marnin looks to prevent that.
To have one activist judge decide that one law that she doesn't like is now somehow invalid after 90 years and already being upheld by the Supreme Court in Michigan, that should concern everybody.
All right, so where does this go from here? Well, as always in a case like this with a lower court, you're looking at an appeal. And I'm told that in Lansing, where the Republican legislature was part of this case, in the House, they're already looking at the ruling to decide whether they will appeal. It's also possible that the prosecutors involved might be able to appeal as well. Reporting live, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Okay, Rod, and we'll see you back here at 6 o'clock. And ahead in just a couple of minutes at 5:15, what our exclusive poll results are showing about the role abortion rights is playing in the upcoming midterm election. Our other top story tonight, a pizza delivery driver shot and killed on his last delivery of the night.
Yeah, this happened at a home on Lenore, right in the area of 6 Mile and Telegraph. One big issue about that house, as you can see here, it is vacant. Sean Lay live with more. And Sean, you've learned some disturbing new developments in this case.
You mentioned Lenore. We'll show you that house and the address. That should be a no-go area for any delivery person, pizza, DoorDash, otherwise, until further notice. Here's why. A man simply doing his job last night pulled up. He was shot and killed. Here's what we're learning tonight. Another driver for another pizza company did the same thing. Pulled up to that address Monday night and had a gun put to his head.
Oh, he's a nice guy. He's the best neighbor.
Misty Hoyer is in shock. Late last night, employees from the Domino's location on Plymouth and Livonia came knocking on her neighbor's door, desperate to find him. Domino's delivery man Patrick Higgins had not made it back from his last delivery of the night.
They looked the address up, and she went over there, and she goes, the house looks shady. His truck was there.
Higgins' vehicle was still at the address of his last delivery, but Higgins was not. He was later discovered in the hospital where he was pronounced dead from a gunshot wound. All this taking place near Telegraph and McNichols at this vacant home, 16557 Lenore. Paul Milsk knows that address.
I seen the Lenore the whole bit, and I said, oh my God, that could have been me yesterday, to do it the day before.
He was delivering a pizza there for Hungry Howie's Monday night, and a gun was put to his head.
And when I went to get him change, he pulled a gun on me.
What did he say?
He said, give me it all. He said, I'll shoot you in the head. I'll shoot you in the head.
Detroit Homicide called Milsk in this morning to interview him. When he was there, a Jets delivery driver was also there. He was robbed at that same vacant house.
Yeah, they got to get this kid. He's ruining people's lives now, and all they are is doing their job, and like no job safe now.
Especially right now in that area on that street. If 3 that we know about pizza delivery drivers have been robbed and 1 shot and killed, Patrick Higgins losing his life. Not much at all from Detroit police publicly saying everything is under investigation. We're still asking, however, how many more robberies could be linked to this one person. No description either from police. However, Paul, you just heard, said this was a very young gunman. It was very dark. You couldn't see his face, but he believed he was about 17 to 20 years old. We'll let you know as soon as we know more. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4, back to you.
All right, Sean. A popular downtown Detroit restaurant closed tonight after complaints about rodents.
Yeah, the city's health department heard about complaints from social media about Lafayette, Coney Island. They sent out teams to the restaurant Tuesday. Officials found no evidence of the rodents, but did find evidence of droppings, suggesting them. The restaurant voluntarily shut down, but later reopened in the afternoon. Health Department issued a cease and desist order today to shut down the facility. Lafayette can't reopen, though, until they clean up the facility.
New revelations tonight surrounding the documents seized from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. The Washington Post says some of those documents did contain top secret U.S. operations information normally under lock and key, and that information about a foreign government's nuclear capabilities was among the documents recovered. Alice Barr with more from Washington. Alice.
Good evening. The new reporting raises fresh questions about whether improper handling of closely guarded government secrets could have put national security at risk. A new level of concern today about the kinds of documents seized from former President Trump's Florida estate. The Washington Post reporting a document describing a foreign government's military defenses, including its nuclear capabilities, was among the highly sensitive material. The Post citing people familiar with the matter. NBC News has not independently confirmed it, but a former intelligence officer says the revelations could hurt our relationships with allies.
I don't blame them for not trusting us to hold on to their nuclear secrets.
The Post also reporting documents the FBI seized include information so highly classified it requires special clearances on a need-to-know basis, not just top secret clearance, and is often kept under lock and key. The former president's own past Secretary of Defense calling it troubling. Those kinds of secrets were held at Mar-a-Lago.
We just don't know the extent that these documents were available, exposed, discussed, maybe taken out of the storage rooms. Who knows?
Another former Defense Secretary, William Cohen, going a step further.
If I had had those in my house after leaving office, I would be in handcuffs by this time.
A spokesman for former President Trump tweeting the Washington Post continues to serve as the propaganda arm of the Biden administration, while top Republican leaders are slamming what they call leaks in the investigation.
And the only reason to leak to the media is to influence the narrative, which tells you this is being politicized.
It comes amid a delay in the investigation as the Justice Department weighs whether to appeal, bringing in a special master to review the documents recovered from Mar-a-Lago. With senators returning to the Capitol, we're starting to get more reaction to the investigation. One leading Democrat today calling the latest allegations a literal outrage, while Republicans are claiming it's all politically motivated, some avoiding the topic altogether. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Hey, Alice, thank you. New at 5, Eastern Michigan University has filed a lawsuit that could force striking faculty back into classrooms. Take a look at live pictures from campus in Ypsilanti right now. Last night, the union voted to strike, but the university hasn't canceled all classes because not all staff members are part of the union. Classes were still scheduled today with the expectation that some professors would not be showing up. Now to the weather. Let's take a live look outside from our Ann Arbor sky cam tonight. And we're getting warmer, actually, as we make our way through the work week. And we'll take this little nice stretch of quiet weather after those storms last week.
Exactly right. Let's get over to Kim Adams in the forewarned forecast. Hi, Kim.
Hi to both of you. Well, you know what's nice about having the heat in the afternoon is that this time of year it still cools down at night, and that'll be the situation tonight. 80 degrees now at City Airport. We hit a high of 81. We're now down to 80 at Metro, 79 in Pontiac, 78 in Flint, and 77 out in Howell. You head back to the west, and that's where you see that heat starting to build. 86 in Green Bay, also in Minneapolis, and 80 degrees right now in Chicago. So this evening, really pleasant, completely dry under those clear skies. Temps will drop back down into the 50s, but we do have a warm up on the way. Take a look at the temperatures over the next several days. Our average high is 77. We'll be up to 84 on Friday, mid 80s on Saturday, but a change happens on Sunday. I'll talk about why we're only at 79 for the second half of the weekend coming up in just a minute.
All right, Kim. The teenage driver wanted in connection with a wild scene at a Detroit gas station has turned himself in. Police say 15-year-old Michael Brown was the suspected driver of a stolen SUV. The incident Sunday night near 8 Mile in Glastonbury. Officers were trying to pull over that SUV that had been carjacked earlier in the day. Police tried to box in the SUV, but the driver took off, hitting a police car and actually driving over the hood. That led to officers firing shots. 2 other people were arrested at the scene. We are off and running on what is a very busy Wednesday.
It is. Let's check in with Hank.